Your body trembled as you jolted awake, your breath coming out in shaky gasps. The dream, no, the nightmare, still lingered in your mind, leaving you shaken. Your hand instinctively went to your belly, your heart was racing. You dreamt that Jungkook, your husband, had slapped you. His furious eyes, his voice laced with venom as he scolded you for sleeping on his bed, had felt so real. Tears welled up in your eyes as you curled into yourself. He would never do that, right? The door creaked open and the familiar scent of his cologne filled the room. Jungkook stepped inside, his sharp eyes immediately softening when he saw you sitting on the bed, your face pale, eyes glossy with unshed tears. Angel, what's wrong? You didn't answer, too lost in your emotions. The dream was a lie, but the pain in your heart was real. Jungkook was by your side in an instant, kneeling in front of you, his hands cupped your cheeks gently, his warmth grounding you back to reality. Who hurt you? Tell me, baby, I'll destroy them. You let out a shaky breath, shaking your head. It was just a dream. Jungkook's brows furrowed as he wiped away a tear that escaped down your cheek. What kind of dream made my queen cry? You hesitated before whispering. You hit me in my dream. The moment the words left your lips, Jungkook froze. His entire body tensed, his hands slightly trembling as he stared at you in disbelief. I what? You saw the horror in his eyes, the way his jaw clenched as if the mere thought of hurting you disgusted him. I know it wasn't real, but it felt so real, Jungkook. You were angry because I slept on your bed. Jungkook let out a sharp breath before suddenly pulling you into his arms, holding you so tightly that you could hear his heart pounding. Never, I would never, not even in my worst nightmare, Angel. His voice was thick with emotion, and when he pulled back, you saw his eyes were glossy. Do you have any idea what you mean to me? You are the reason I breathe wine, the reason I live. I would rather die than lay a hand on you. His hands moved to your belly, cradling the tiny life growing inside you. And our baby, how could I ever hurt the woman carrying my child? You sniffled, feeling silly for being so emotional, but pregnancy hormones weren't exactly kind. I know, it felt so real and it scared me. Jungkook kissed your forehead softly, then your cheeks, then finally your lips, slow and lingering, as if trying to erase every ounce of fear from your heart. Sleep in my bed, in my arms, for the rest of our lives, my love. I'll always protect you, always, and in his embrace you finally felt safe again. You woke up the next morning feeling a little off, although Jungkook comforted you the whole night, making sure you won't get scared again. But the weight of the dream lingered, and you couldn't shake off that unsettling feeling. The warmth of the bed felt colder, and you couldn't help but roll over and stare at Jungkook's peaceful face. He looked so serene, completely unaware of the chaotic storm brewing in your head. But then it hit you like a wave. What if you pulled the covers up to your chin, burying your face in the pillow? What if I really was trapped in a marriage like that? You thought of your dream where Jungkook had slapped you, not out of anger but out of something, and the way it felt so real, so painfully real, the harshness of it was enough to make your stomach churn. What if one day he would stop being the loving husband and become someone who resented you, someone who would force you to live under constant scrutiny, never giving you the freedom you now took for granted? You could imagine him becoming distant, cold, even spiteful. What if this dream was a warning? You sighed deeply, staring at the ceiling. Jungkook groggily opened his eyes, his voice thick with sleep. What's wrong? You're up early? You turn to face him, biting your lip nervously. Jungkook, what if one day you get tired of me? Jungkook blinked, clearly confused. What do you mean? What if you, get annoyed with me and treat me badly? You said it in a whisper like the thought alone was a crime. Jungkook sat up, rubbing his face. What? You're still upset over a dream? I'm not upset, I'm just wondering. He let out an exasperated sigh, pulling you into his arms. Angel, you have got the weirdest thoughts sometimes. Are you seriously stressing over a dream? What happened to the strong woman I married? I don't know, it just felt so real. You pouted, Jungkook snorted. So real that you have got a whole drama in your head about me turning into some cold-hearted monster? Honey, I would rather shoot myself than laying a hand on you. I love you, stop being so dramatic. You pouted even harder, your eyes growing wide and dramatic. But what if it's all a lie and you actually hate me deep down? Like, what if you just pretend to love me because you're stuck with me? Jungkook suddenly grabbed her face, squishing your cheeks together. Listen to me, you little overthinker. You swatted his hands away with a glare. I'm pregnant, you can't just manhandle me like that. Right, sorry. He cleared his throat, sitting up straighter. But Angel, do you realize how crazy this sounds? You are upset over a dream where I apparently turn into some villain husband who, what, hates you for existing? You nodded, and it made me wonder what if life wasn't this dreamy? What if you didn't love me? What if. Jungkook groaned loudly, flopping back onto the bed with an arm over his face. Why do you do this to yourself? I don't know. Pregnancy hormones. Trust me, even I don't want to think such horrible things, but I can't help. It felt so real. He peeked at you from under his arms. Or maybe you just like torturing me with impossible scenarios. You lay back down beside him with a small sigh. It just made me appreciate what we have more, I guess. Jungkook turned onto his side, propping his head up on his hand. Angel, you are the love of my life. No alternate reality. No crazy dream. No stupid what if will ever change that. You bit your lip. Even if I get huge and grumpy and weird during pregnancy? He chuckled, leaning down to kiss your forehead. Even then. You paused. Even if I accidentally burn all your suits while trying to iron them? Jungkook blinked. Okay, let's not test fate here. You finally laughed, the ridiculousness of your own thoughts hitting you. He shook his head with a soft smile, pulling you back into his arms. Now stop overthinking and come here. He mumbled, resting his chin on top of your head. You need to save your energy for more important things. Like what? Like dealing with me spoiling you for the rest of your life? You smiled against his chest, finally letting go of your worries. It was just a dream, and no matter how absurd your mind could get sometimes, the reality was simple. Jungkook adored you. So, what do you want to do today, my beautiful, glowing, absolutely breathtaking wife? You broke the hug slightly only to look at him. You are not going to work? No, because today my angel is upset. I can't leave her and think about working, he said, caressing your cheek with his thumb. You gasped. The entire mafia business is on hold because of me? Of course. He booped your nose. You are more important than a few illegal deals. You rolled your eyes. I'm honored. You need to freshen your mind, so where can we go? You thought for a moment before smirking. Shopping? His smile faltered. Like buying one thing, right? No. Jungkook groaned. I knew this was a trap. You kissed his cheek. Too late to back out now, mafia boy. He sighed dramatically but stood up, offering his hand. Fine. Jungkook was not okay. You were having the time of your life. Shopping bags surrounded you as you sipped your bubble tea, watching your big bad mafia husband struggle under the weight of 10 designer bags. I thought you only needed a few dresses. He huffed, adjusting the bags. You batted your lashes, and I thought my husband was a strong, powerful man. Jungkook squinted at you. Are you manipulating me? You gasped, offended. Me? You sweet innocent wife? Never. He groaned but didn't complain further, proving once again that you had him wrapped around your finger. An elderly lady gasped loudly and pointed at Jungkook. My god, that man is carrying all the shopping bags. What a good husband. People turned to look. Jungkook froze. Another woman joined in. You are so lucky, dear. Men like him don't exist anymore. Jungkook's ears turned red. You grinned. A third lady clutched her heart. I bet he rubs her feet and cooks for her too. Jungkook turned to you in sheer panic. Why? Do something. You sipped your bubble tea. You heard them, baby. You are a dream husband. Now I'm also feeling lighter and once again lucky. I love you. He shot you a betrayal look. The ladies continued to swoon. And look at his face, so handsome. Is he a model? You casually looped your arm around Jungkook. Oh, he's just a simple businessman. Jungkook, the literal mafia boss, could only nod. As you both walked away, Jungkook whispered, I have never been so humiliated. You smirked. Welcome to parenthood, babe. Get used to it. Jungkook sighed. I should have stayed a mafia boss. You kissed his cheek. Too late for that. Dream husband. He couldn't help but smile, seeing you happy once again. He wants nothing more than that.